Hello, friend. In this episode, I'm going to discuss the question, do affirmations work? Yes, they do. Episode over. No, I'm just kidding. I want to provide you some insight so that you can examine and prove whether they do or do not. And this is a common one if you've seen previous videos of this channel. When you think a sad thought, do you create sadness? When you think a happy thought, do you create happiness? What comes first, the emotion or the thought? Examine. Does a person experience panic and then they start having anxious thoughts? Or do they have anxious thoughts and create a panic attack? Understand that affirmations don't mean positive affirmations, but instead that our thoughts are affirming our experience. And if you have a sad thought, with investigation and examination, you will prove that a sad thought creates sadness. A happy thought creates happiness. A joyful thought creates joy. An angry thought creates anger. All experience is preceded by thought. And those thoughts are an affirmation. So if you are affirming that you are sad by having a sad thought, which creates sadness, did you not just validate that affirmations work and influence manifestation? If you are affirming that you are happy by having a happy thought and you create happiness, are you not validating that the affirmation of happiness as a thought created and manifested happiness? I use those examples because they prove it in this moment. Now, if you're wondering if an affirmation can create a car, yep. It can also create the lack of a car or a broken down car. It can create illness. It can create abundance. It can create health. What are you thinking? As a man thinketh, so he is. All creation is preceded by thought. Try to receive this as deeply as you can. And make no exceptions. As the Course in Miracles would say, make no exceptions. Nothing is so special that you can't influence it with thought. As Jesus said, tell a mountain to move and it will. That's how bold I'm asking you to be. But you can't affirm it to be done and then in the next breath, affirm the doubt of its manifestation coming into completion. Because then you're actually affirming the doubt. You're taking the wind out of the sail of the previous thought. So deliberate manifestation, conscious creation, is using this thought power, this thought energy, deliberately and intending what it is that we are preferring to create, preferring to experience. How do we fuel it? How do we create it? By thinking the thoughts of it already being done, rather than thinking contrary thoughts of it not being done. If you think thoughts of things not being done, that is what you're manifesting, them not being done. That's the energy behind those thoughts that you're thinking. If you think sad thoughts and experience happiness, or you think happy thoughts and experience sadness, please comment below and let everybody know that you are so special that creation does not apply to you. Prove me wrong. We're trying to develop the conviction in this understanding of the law of creation so that we can use it to our benefit, rather than when things occur, we don't really know how to influence it. We don't know where to turn. But instead, you know exactly where to turn. You turn to consciousness and you think deliberately and you steer your ship deliberately, steer your ship of creation deliberately with the energy of your thoughts, with the direction of your thoughts. So if you're not already finding a way to include affirmations in your daily practice to keep renewing the mind and influencing the mind in the destination and direction of where you are trying to steer it, you're missing out. You're instead allowing the default machinations of the ego, those programs, to come up and take hold and manifest and create their consequences, their karma. Notice how so many people around us are doing just that. They're not using their mind deliberately. They're on default. And notice their experience. Are they blissed out? Are they joy? Or are they low vibes? The default programs of the carnal mind are low vibes. That's why we benefit by making these efforts to provide this influence and be deliberate about bringing these high vibes to our consciousness so that it can express itself and create for us those validations. And again, even if you're not practicing deliberate affirmations, you are still affirming it with your carnal mind. I hate my job. That's an affirmation. My spouse doesn't listen to me. That's an affirmation. I'm overweight. That's an affirmation. You didn't need to speak any of those into the universe. You didn't need to put a thought energy behind any of those things. But once you have, that energy has created a momentum and it's creating a manifestation. All you have to do is take your mind in a different direction and change the direction of that thought, and you're no longer energizing that specifically. Now you're putting doubt on that. If you think, oh, I'm overweight, and then you pull back and you give yourself a reminder, and you think deliberately and just visualize, I'm at my perfect weight. It is already done. It's a different energy. You see how it's a different energy? That's all you need to do. But now do it consistently. Maintain this new thought in the direction that you're intending to create, rather than tolerating the doubt, tolerating the negative self-talk. Negative self-talk is creating negative manifestations. That's what's responsible for it. All right, so we'll close it for there, my friends. I affirm that you are blessed, and we will talk soon. If you found any value in this episode, please consider sharing it with your circle. If you're interested in receiving some guidance, you can contact me at aswithinsoul@gmail.com. If you're inspired to offer a donation, you can also use the email aswithinsoul@gmail.com.